My name is Rachel Reynen, and this is my resurrection story. My husband is Rachel Reynen. We were married in 2010. We have our son Logan. He is 5 and in kindergarten, and Maggie May is 3. I was born and raised in McEwen. My mom and dad had 5 girls. We kind of grew up in like 2 separate families. I have 3 older siblings, and so they were out of the house for most of my childhood. So it was just me and my younger sister Alicia, so we spent a lot of time together. We did grow up in church. My dad had a rough adulthood. He was a drug addict. He was an alcoholic, but luckily that was hidden from me and my younger sister. We were oblivious to it. We really didn't know that until we were older. April of 1998, he went to the altar and gave his life to God. And since then, when the doors were open, we were at church. And he woke us up every morning, and he made us breakfast. We, as kids, to be honest, hated it. Hated going to church. We hated it. Spent a lot of our summers at church camp. That was our vacation. We did not have a lot of money growing up, but again, that was something that was hidden from us. We thought we had everything. So church camp was when I gave my life to God. I was 9 years old. I knew from that day on I was forgiven. But a big event that happened to me when I was a child was at a friend's house, and I did experience some sexual abuse. A lot of what happened after that was kind of black. I buried it very deep inside of me and didn't talk about it. Was introduced to drinking probably right out of high school. I had moved to Utah. I felt like if I went 1,000 miles away that I would run away from my problems and everything would be better. I could start a new life. So I just would have done anything to fit in. When I came back to Tennessee, I just continued the drinking thing. That was my new thing. And I got myself in a situation to where I was sexually abused again. After that point, I think that's when my depression started to sink in. I started a new job. I met Jenna Braswell. She introduced me to WCN, and I started coming here. I just had recently got married to Carl, so we started coming here. I was blown away by the people and the sermons. I'd never heard God's word spoke that way before, and I started coming to church more often. I still would wake up in the mornings and hear my dad's voice in my head telling me I had to go to church, and as an adult I made my own decisions, so I stayed at home. But we got involved in the church and started serving, and slowly but surely I started to see a different image of God. January 2018 is when the church started the Celebrate Recovery program, and I knew right away that that was something that I needed to do because I've never dealt with my past hurts. So I needed to open up those old wounds and deal with that healing, and I was finally to a point where I felt safe enough to do that. And I started to hear God's call for the praise team. I grew up singing in church with my dad and my sisters, but you hear one bad comment from somebody telling you you're not good enough, and so I said I would never do that again. I just kept telling myself that anything's possible with God. This is something that God wants me to do, and if I know that it's something that He wants me to do, He will see me through it. Everything was going pretty good until I got the phone call that my brother-in-law, Sergeant Daniel Baker, was murdered. I was really taken back by that, and I believe that the whole healing process that began at the beginning of the year is what really kept me afloat. So Daniel's murder was in the end of May, and then we find out what my dad was very stubborn. We found out he had cancer, and he started his chemo. He just had a lot of complications. He became very sick, very quick, very unexpected, and He passed a few weeks before Christmas. So 2018 has been a very hard year for me, but it's also been the most growth that I've had. My faith has grown stronger. I know Christ is there. He is beside me. He is within me. He is everywhere. And with Him, I'll make it through. I'm Rachel. I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me.